When we talk about Utah, we're a state that values freedom, private property, and economic opportunity and prosperity. But we also are a state that understands responsibility, especially when it comes to protecting our national security, which is why over the last few years, we in the legislature and working with the governor and his team have taken bold and deliberate steps to counter the growing influence of authoritarian regimes. Our law restricts foreign adversaries like Russia, North Korea, Iran, and China, but especially the Chinese Communist Party we have seen as a repeat offender. We've seen their threats creeping in through subtle partnerships with schools, shell companies buying land, and technology contracts that come with invisible strings. And we have no illusions about the CCP's intentions, and we refuse to look the other way as a state. The Chinese Communist Party is not just another foreign investor. It is not a neutral economic actor. It's a hostile foreign adversary engaged in a long-term strategy to undermine the United States economically, technologically, and militarily. And this isn't speculation, right? This is documented reality when we look at what they do with intellectual property, with land property, and shell corporations, which is why here in Utah we've tried to be proactive about this. Today is a really big win. Divesting this land and this ownership that has been so concerning is one of the reasons I started working on these policies. The land that has just been transferred and purchased by a Utah company is located right next to the Twilla Army Depot and the Utah Test and Training Range, one of the most critical military testing areas in the United States, where we test advanced weapon systems and military capabilities essential to our national defense. So you can see why it would be concerning that a CCP-owned company had set up shop right next door. And as we've gone through this process, we've learned a lot, which is why this year there is a follow-up bill, HB 291, that I'll be running, Security and Land Restriction Amendments, that is really tightening up that legislation. We are excited that thousands of acres have already been divested, a lot happening last year in 2025, but 291 is working to close loopholes so that hostile actors cannot hide behind shell companies. It's lowering the ownership threshold from 51% ownership to 25% ownership, so we can act before control is consolidated by these companies. And especially important is it brings the Attorney General's office into the process earlier to ensure meaningful enforcement and working in partnership with the Department of Public Safety.